And just coming straight to the middle. And so just one middle, please. And so it's just fine.
Lovely. And over here, Dolly, beautiful. Thank you.
It felt like a gut punch. It felt like a family member had gone, which is an odd thing to say about a celebrity. But being originally from East Tennessee, where I grew up and where Dolly grew up, she was a part of the DNA of my childhood and of the area. You know, not only her country music, but also just her impact on the region. Of course, Dollywood is there, which employs thousands of people across that region. She's been such a philanthropist as well in supporting the area. There were wildfires there that were devastating about a decade ago, and she was the first to step up to it.
Hey, Dolly, Curtis, right down front.
Dolly, right here, please. Dolly, Dolly.
And Dolly, right down front. Dolly, right down.
Dolly, right in front of you, directly in front of you, right here.
Dolly, right down front. Dolly.
Right down front, Dolly.
Dolly, down front, please.
There are so many reasons that people connect with Dolly Parton. I think storytelling is at the heart of it. She called herself a song teller. So that is a perfect Dollyism, isn't it? It sums her up perfectly. Country music, I think, does songwriting, storytelling, and truth-telling better than any other genre. And Dolly Parton, the undisputed queen of country music and of storytelling, she could take a subject matter or a very specific personal situation like Jolene and make that resonate with people around the world. I think there was a real ground shift when Dolly Parton played Glastonbury, because suddenly it became obvious that country music wasn't about a geography, it wasn't about where you were from or kind of the lifestyle that you grew up in. It was about something more than that. And while it was, I think, surprising for everyone, the size of crowd that Dolly drew at Glastonbury, when I spoke to her right after that, she was also stunned by it. She wasn't quite sure what the reception was going to be for her at Glastonbury. And she said that when she walked onto that stage, she could feel the energy. She said the stage was vibrating with the energy of all those people there for her. And I think that that helped open up a lot of people's eyes to the fact that maybe they do like country music. A lot of people like to say, I don't like country music, but they like Dolly. And she's kind of like a gateway into the genre itself. She also donated $1 million to develop a COVID vaccine. She encouraged people to be vaccinated. Imagination Library, which we also have right here in the UK, has donated millions of books to young children to get them to read. The wildfires that happened in East Tennessee that she stepped up, donated money and resources to make happen. So what made Dolly unique? Dolly. Dolly made Dolly unique. She never tried to fit into a box. As she said, find out exactly who you are and do it on purpose. And she did it on purpose. And also made all of us want to be a little bit more like Dolly.
Hopefully I can do some good and give some power to these good women out there.
You could go to a Dolly Parton concert, which I had the lovely fortune to do many times in my life, and you would look around and you would just see people that would, they would never hang out together. You know that they had completely opposing views on world issues or whatever it might be. And they were all standing up, they were singing along to Jolene, they were singing along to 9 to 5, and they were getting along. And so her appeal across that generation is that she wasn't one of these people that didn't speak her mind. She always said something. She stood up for what she believed in, but she did it in a way that let you know that she didn't have a problem with you and your beliefs. She wanted to accept everybody just as they were, whatever that might be.
All the women, that were there doing it, working 9 to 5, living, learning, yeah.
All the times that I met her, with everybody in the room, she wasn't the type of person that said, "How are you?" She said, "I love your shirt. Your hair looks great. Oh, those shoes are fantastic." She always picked out something that was special about you that she liked, and that made you feel special. And the very first time that I interviewed her, we were going off after the interview to do some photos in another room, and she was touching up her makeup. She was powdering her nose, and she looked over at me and she was like, "You need a little bit of powder. Come over here." And she powdered my nose before we went in to have our photos taken. And I thought, Dolly didn't need to care what I looked like. She didn't need to be concerned that I was a little bit shiny, but she was, and she took care of me. And it was a small thing, but it meant so much.
Pictures? Or are you doing
B-roll, just so we can see it.
Oh, just B-roll. Oh,
Give us a twirl.
Dorothy, mine
The biggest legacy that someone can leave is impact and love. And Dolly left so much love in the world through her actions and through her songs. You know, she had a lot of quotes that we could roll out, and all of them are inspirational or funny. You know, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap, or I don't know how long it takes to do my hair because I'm never there. But she also said that she will always, as she goes through her life, notice the tiny things. And I think that for somebody who lives such a big life, to still be focused on the tiny things is something that we can all learn from.